Good morning. Another PK adventure travel time. We are at the trailhead for Dames Cave and Peace Cave. It's actually right in Citrus County. You're looking behind me at the unofficial parking for it, which is how you'll find it on a map. There seems to be quite a few people here, even though we got here fairly early in the morning in our opinion. It should be about a 1.5 mile hike in and back, unless we do both cave systems, and then it stretches out a little bit longer, probably about double that, to a total of 3 miles. So we'll hit the trail and see what we can find out there. You can clearly see that this trailhead has some form of marking, since we are technically inside a state forest. And let's get to it.
What the?
That's great. Drop an F-bomb in the first 30 seconds of the video, dear. Great job.
Sorry.
Yes, it's a wildlife management area as well, so during certain times of the year, there is hunting here. So you may want to wear some distinguishable color so that you don't get shot. Well, this is a fairly clearly marked trail. Now, Christine claims on the interwebs that she saw potential warnings for bears, but I don't know about that. That could just be internet rumor. Oh, look, a rock. And as the internet said, it's been graffitied in some manner. Yep. This particular path seems very put here, doesn't it? So far, the only tracks I see are other humans, and I thought maybe a horseshoe, but could have just been a wide foot. Yeah, no big cat tracks, no big bear paws. So far, so good. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. I think it's important to point out that although we had rain last night, so far nothing too treacherous. It's technically still drier than our trip to the Paynes Prairie. And if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check that out off of our homepage. All right, we have arrived at the cave. That was a very simple, short hike in. There's people can be down there, so we don't want to disturb them, but we do want to check it out and get a full experience. So I have volunteered to be the guy to crawl down there into said area. Let's see what I can find. Some not amazingly awesome footing, but it is traversable. Just gotta take your time and be careful. Branches and roots are a little slippery. It is a shame there's so much graffiti, but it is still a really cool thing to see. A lot of runoff spots. Well, when you come down, it opens up. You can actually look down from above in some of the openings.
Invading somebody's home?
Well, technically there's some camping going on, but I don't intend to disturb them or stay too long. Just enough for the channel.
Is it harder or easier to get down? Harder. Oops.
Sorry.
This is the easier one.
You can get around.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to do my best not to be up in your personal space.
Alright, I'm making new
There's a couple
friends.
more
All right, this gets a little narrow, but definitely then opens up again. There we go. Into another fully enclosed cave area. Very cool. I'm gonna turn the light out so you can see just how dark it really is. It is completely pitch black in here. And that is the opening that I squeezed through. Time to head back out. Now for those who are crazy brave, we have been told by locals you can squeeze through this opening to another huge cavernous area. That is definitely for someone who is watching this and a bit more nimble and experienced than we are to try.
Have you all been down here when it's raining? Does it rain like all over? Holes come through all over or no?
Okay. This area was covered because it was sprouting last night, so it wasn't too bad. But I've been here when it was downpouring. This whole area gets flooded.
Oh, I'm
And then
sure.
The cave over there
Sure.
gets pretty flooded.
Look at that quartz mixed in, that's cool. All right, well. Thanks for letting us invade.
Sorry.
Search for it in about a month, you'll see it on YouTube.
Oh, now maybe I can take it further. There's a light down.
And that is the way back up and out. Just pick your footing carefully, and it's not too bad getting back out. Use some tree root / handholds, and you can make it without too much effort. Watch your head on the way out. It is a low bridge. Well worth the trip. Very cool. Definitely is something you'll never do locally like this again without paying, you know, money to go into an established system. Well worth the short half-mile or so in. Let's see what else we can find. There should be another system called Peace Caves a little bit to our north. We'll check that out now if we can. This actually could all be connected here to the rest of what we were just in, since there were areas we could not access just because we couldn't squeeze through. Some careful stepping,
It opens up.
and it does open up again. So let's go check it out. The strange things we do for content, folks. This does not have as much supported area to walk down from this angle, but it is doable. All right, so this is still part of Dame's Cavern. It's just a different area. Again, unfortunately, covered in urban murals. Nice way of saying graffiti. That apparently allows you to pass through to another area. We are not going to traverse underneath that this time. Some more cavern and tree root system. And here's the path back up and out. But we're going to head down and check it out. Again, maybe an area that opens up to other cavernous, but we're not going to squeeze through that. So here to our right takes you further into the woods on Trail 22. There's no other caves or things to see other than the enjoyable hike. Rumor has it this is the trail to head up to the second cave system called Peace Caves. So we'll give it a try. So we're traversing this particular path in hopes of finding Peace Cave. It's not as well labeled as certain others. But as the wife pointed out, there's some peace signs and some spray paint. So we're hoping that's an amateur version of a trailblaze to head in the right direction. I see some more of these blue trail and marks of sorts. So while it's not a perfectly marked trail blaze, it definitely seems to be an amateur. We're gonna give it a try. More what look like peace signs and arrow type events, so we'll keep on heading through. This trail is definitely less walked than others, but we're seeing through the woods a large oak tree with a giant peace sign on it, so be careful of your footing here, guys. Some roots. But I'm thinking that we may have located the second cave system, or at least a giant peace sign. Oh, yep, that's actually the entrance right there. Clearly. This is slipperier from the rain. I can feel it. You are going to want to make sure you have proper shoes for doing this. Again, it is doable if you go slow and take your time. All right, flashlight.
Oh, you're glowing already.
There's a big old peace sign. Oh yeah, that opens up, but it goes maybe further back than I'm willing to. But that is pretty cool. Let's see how far I can get there, guys. I'm hoping that the camera is picking up what I'm seeing, as it's a little dicey. And if you wanted to wiggle that way, it looks like there's some wiggle room behind you technically. Not that I'm about to do that. But this seems to be pretty wide open. It's just a question of a new bridge coming down. There's some small frogs hopping around here. No bats so far. Wow, this really goes and opens up. It is dark under here. Get on down. But this opens up further. It is a low bridge. I am not quite at a squat. This is the first area where I'm able to actually stand up all the way. I'm 6 foot. So we have a branch to the right and a much wider opening to the left. Smart money is starting on the left. It's about a 4 foot opening. You can clearly see where when the rain comes through that there's some washout. It's not hot. It's not cool under here either. There's some more washout that may actually connect to the other area that we saw around the corner. That'd be tight to squeeze through.
That goes all the way to the aquifer.
Yep.
It's gotta go somewhere.
Careful footing is a must. Once you're through this shallow, you can get some open up again. Guys, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you saw on the other side.
We're from Sanford, Florida, and I guess it gets narrower and narrower and darker as you go back down there.
Full of graffiti, some trash, like the rest of the caves, or is that pretty untouched down there?
It's pretty untouched. I think it's just the trash right here.
Out here, cool. Well, they were clearly brave enough to go through that. So we're gonna take their word for everything they saw. All right, not impossible. Just gotta be careful. Whew.
Was it cool?
It was very cool, but hot at the same time.
Well, it was cool, but it's like humid.
Yeah, there's a humanness down there. And even though it's fairly cool, only in the low 70s here, it's definitely winding to crawl in and out of there. And the air feels like a little thin when you get to the back of the cave. Doesn't seem to be a lot of movement or openness beyond this, unlike the other system.
Well, tip of the day, you cannot climb down there very easily if you're short. My problem trying to get down there twice was I couldn't reach a rock to balance myself on to get to the floor without jumping.
And that's never recommended into a cave in the middle of the woods. Here's some others who are actually in the cave that we didn't even know because they were in a completely different branch.
Oh, really? There's more than one branch? Ah.
It goes all over.
Yeah.
3 different branches.
Oh, I didn't even know.
But you gotta get skinny in there.
There's one point where it kind of gets dropped down in elevation. I wasn't going to go down that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, since we've been through both of the 2 available caves, we're gonna hang out here at Peace Cave for a while since there's some relatively decent seating. We brought plenty of water, some snacks, so we're gonna have a little mid-morning, early lunch, and then we'll head back out.
Heading out on the trail that we came in on. It's fine. Everything is fine. I didn't just fall. So quiet out here. Bird sounds great. Some mourning doves. I think I heard a cardinal. It's pretty shady, so you could probably do this most of the year. I wouldn't suggest August or September. It'll be way too hot. People were camping out here in Dame's Cave. If it rains down in Dame's Cave, it can flood, so you need to check the weather. I'm sure if you got up super early, you could be able to see some wildlife out here. I think we're just a little too late for wildlife.
So Fred, what are some things that our viewers absolutely need to know to bring with them?
Gotta have a flashlight. For every person. Doesn't have to be huge, just bright.
Yep, just bright. Something small, pocket style, just like this is fine.
Plenty of water.
Yep, enough water for everyone. Proper shoes. You don't want to do this in flip-flops or crappy shoes. Photo equipment if you're willing to bring it. It's at your own risk, of course. We recommend a snack, some sandwiches. A walking stick would be useful in some cases to help you get around a little bit, even though it's not a huge or very arduous trail. It does help a little bit.
Bug spray.
Bug spray.
is a big one. Check yourself for ticks when you get done. Though I haven't seen or found any yet, it can happen sometimes at this time of the year. And I think that's about everything you need to have a successful outing to the caves, to check them out and come back. We'll see what we find next on the scenic route. Talk to you guys soon.